Good morning to all once again, and welcome to another Markets and Waves video. Stavros, Tousios here. Today is the 5th of April. It's Monday, and it's going to be an interesting week because, as you well know, it's the first Monday of the new quarter, and we're going to see whether we're going to have a continuation of the reversals that we saw at the end of last month. Now, obviously, there is a number of pairs we can dive into, but today I have picked Euro dollar, Aussie dollar, the S&P, gold, as well as dollar against the Mexican peso. Starting with the Euro dollar first, if you recall, we talked about this being potentially a triangle over here in wave 4, but then we also talked about an alternative scenario that this is going to be a W, X, and Y. Now, with that structure over here from down in wavy, that can only now, guys, be a leading diagonal, and 2, 3, 4, and 5, or it could be indeed a double 3, or a 1, 2, yeah, a double 3. Or even, double zigzag, actually, since we've got only zigzags here. So, if you ask me, guys, I think it will be wise to change back to our original triple 3 over here, double zigzag, W, X, and Y. Okay, which makes, of course, way more sense, as down here we do not really have a good reversal signal. So what I'm looking at this moment is that we've got wave 1, 2, 3, 4, and we are expecting another wave down in minute degree. Let's change that color as well, take that wave off. In minute degree here, pink. And, well, we could go down to 116, but perhaps it would be a better idea to draw our Fibonacci extension here. Look at the market from that perspective. So you can see we probably did an elongated extended wave 3 in 2. So now it's very possible that 2618 is going to be where wave 5 ends. So, of course, once we break below that level, we're looking at 116.43, 116, or even perhaps due to the signals that we say we receive on the RSI and the MACD both, we might just get a simple false break below the previous low and then move all the way up. So this is for the euro dollar. Aussie against dollar is moving exactly as we had expected, right? Don't forget that we are looking at a minor degree move on the downside, which looks impulsive. I mean, so far, we've labeled this move on the downside as a multi-structural move in the minute degree in wave 3, because we're looking at wave 3 around the 0.72 cents, because this is the 161 extension of waves 1 and 2 in blue. And this move, of course, the impulsive move on the downside is part of a correction, because we ended wave C up here and B as well. Excuse me, is part of an impulse. The downside says this is a B, and I had the feeling that it was a W, but with a B, we're expecting C, which means most likely it's going to be a primary wave 1 down. So we are just in the minor degree, then we'll have the intermediate, and then we'll have the primary degree. So you can imagine, I see a lot of downside in this particular scenario. Now, if we go a little bit closer, I've got a nice MACD divergence over here, and we receive the signal on the upside. I believe this is going to be a simple correction over here, perhaps create a double top at 76.64 and then continue lower. But the other side I was also looking is that if we pull our Fibonacci over here, guys, we get a very nice expanded diagonal here, because this look on the move on the downside looks as an ABC. So ABC on the downside, while we are on the downside trend, means that this could be an expanding or a running flat. I think we're going to get a running flat, because we've done 1 and 2, 3 and 4, and we're going to get another perhaps up to 76.40, and then start moving lower, depending, of course, if we're going to see a nice signal also popping on the MACD, on the RSI. Okay, not necessarily, but it could be a case. Okay, so I'm looking for another leg up, which is going to complete the 5-wave impulse in this expanding running flat scenario. Okay, and then continue lower. Now, in case we're not going for the running flat scenario, which I believe we are, we could go up to 76.39, which, to be honest and to be fair, we could go even with a flat scenario, because it could be an expanding flat. So we could create just a false break above the previous high over here and then turn lower. Now on the S&P, we actually saw that opportunity last week. Now there's, guys, 2 scenarios over here, but obviously one is not really possible, and because I'm looking at this structure over here and it only looks corrective, so we cannot have like a 1, 2 and a 3 over here. It's impossible, because that is not a 3. That would be only the case if we had an ending diagonal, but then again, wave 4 doesn't come into the territory of wave 1, so we cannot really call it an ending diagonal. So what I'm looking is that this is 1, 2, 3, 4, and this is an ending diagonal in 5 for wave 1. Then we've got wave 2 over here. Actually, the truth is that now I see that that is, oops, excuse me, that is definitely a very nice flat pattern over here, ABC. Yeah, so I can pull this a little bit further down. Yeah, that'd be better. And there's a lot of confluence here as well. So we've got, guys, that is 1, yeah, that is wave 2, and we'll go up for wave 3, then 4 and 5, 4, 3, then 4 and 5. So in my opinion, this is going to be a case where we're going to see the last impulse on the upside. So we are now in a structural or microstructure wave 3, if you want to call it, like is the internal structure in the intermediate wave, and we're probably looking at the 4100s first, then the 43.35. That is going to be a very strong level, and I expect that to be where minor 3 ends, and anywhere above is going to be wave 5, perhaps even intermediate. Well, not perhaps, for sure intermediate 3, but I'm not sure I want to be too optimistic about this. Maybe the 1382 will make a wave 3, then we're going to get 4 and 5. So I'm expecting, though, the wave 5 to end around the 4600s, because this is a 100 Fibonacci extension of waves 3 and 4 as well in the primary degree, right? So I'm looking more upside, and with any sort of decline as part of a pullback, unless if, of course, we get an interference down here, we might go in wave 3, and then we'll come back down and enter this territory. In this case, we're going to be looking for an ABC over here, an ABC over here, so there could be like some sort of ending diagonal, which can perhaps be also possible scenario. Now for gold, there's not much to talk about here, guys. We talked about this impulsive move on the upside and the potential reversal, which happened exactly what we expected. We're seeing a small correction now, validated by both MACD and RSI, which is simply a retracement, in my opinion. We could get a retest, a rejection at the descending trend line and continue higher, or we can even slide lower. I wouldn't be surprised if we did slide lower and we went down to, well, there we go, 38, 50 or 61. So down to the 1700s would be very possible. So in case where we enter below the descending channel, I'll be trend line, I'll be looking at a signal on the RSI MACD to start going long on this particular scenario, because most likely this is going to be a false break, since we broke above wave 1 as well. So it's pretty validated that this is a reversal signal. And last, guys, I want to have a quick look on dollar against the Mexican peso. We talked about this amazing AB and AC over here, which is, as you will remember, an expanding flat. We finished up here above the 61.8, which makes a wave 5 here, a little bit extended, wave C extended of this expanding flat, and then we reversed lower for wave C. So wave C, of course, is going to be a 5-wave impulse on the downside, because this is what wave A is as well. So for the continuation of this, we're looking at the 1958 and then perhaps the 1874 as well. Now, is it gonna be wave 3 that ends here, or wave 3 is going to come and end here, which is a 161.8 extension? We're going to see, and that will depend on the internal structure over here. Yeah, for now, guys, we got wave 1 and 2. Yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4. Looks like this is a 5, 4, 1. We're gonna get 2, 3, 4, and 5. So it could be either scenario. Whatever the case, though, this internal structure is definitely impulsive on the downside. Yeah, and there is more downside potential. Now, for a little bit of more of a short-term targets, we're looking at the, not this one, 161. Look at the 20.05 for a downside potential move, where this is where the internal wave 3 is expected to finish as well, and then perhaps once we get there, the 1989, let's call it 20 anyway. That is going to be a very good level to consider, perhaps even a short-term pullback. So this will be all for the day, guys. I hope you enjoyed this video, and in case you did, appreciate if you just click the like button. If you have a comment, do not hesitate to leave it under the YouTube comment section, and I will get back to you as soon as I can. Thank you for watching, and we're gonna speak again tomorrow.